What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here in Portland at Legion Moto Co. Hanging out. You ain't gotta get another shot, man. We're here to hang out with everybody. My man here rode from all the way across on the other side of the state to come hang out. Woke up at 6 a.m. We got my man over here in a Valkyrie. Left at 6 a.m. Didn't wake up at 6 a.m. Yeah. Alex here, of course, who got the bikes all situated for us. So we initially would have left this morning for our very strange and unexpected journey on dueling Honda 650 Silver Wings, twin 83s, baby. 650 cc's of pure luxury. If you don't know the story behind those were donated by Jason from Sugar Tree Farms. Donated both these bikes and then dared us to ride them back to Tampa, but both these bikes are getting raffled off to benefit Forgotten Angels, and he donated them out here because he's just a hell of a guy. Anyway, we talked to Alex, and he said he was putting a ride together, going out of town, going to Bend, Oregon, and me and Shay Lisi said, well, hell, that sounds like a great way to start our trip. Hanging out with everybody we met out here, hanging out with everyone we like, and meeting a bunch of new friends. I dig it. Love it. My man Mike here, Lost on the Road 21, which means Road King Kong's hanging out over there, so I can see it here. This is the bastard who got my favorite bike. But you know, you might say, oh, do you feel bad about taking Josh's favorite motorcycle you ever had? But you ride it around, you couldn't feel that bad. Oh man, I'm glad you made it out. I didn't know if you were gonna make it. We're hanging drinking beers last night, dude. Good to see you again. All right, here we go. Heading out to Bend, Oregon. Dude, riding cross country and rolling out with this crew right now makes me feel like cooler than I've ever felt in my freaking life, man. This is so freaking awesome. Man, I mean, I'm ready to go. About 4 days in a place and I'm ready to go, but God, I'm excited about coming back to Portland because there's so much more to explore. There's so much more to do. There's so many amazing places to visit. But I'll tell you, I'm really even though we're leaving to ride across the country, I'm already looking forward to coming back. Not just because of the amazing places to ride, the things to do, and the places to see, but because of Alex and Matt and Victoria, everybody from Legion, and Mike with the Road King back there. It's just, talk about meeting some amazing friends that just, people always come up to me and they say, man, I watch the videos and it feels like I know you. Like, I feel like I know you already. And I start talking to someone for a minute and they start telling me stories from their life. And it's almost like I know the stories already. It's like I know them too. A lot of people watch the videos casually. Here and there they watch them, but the people who are really into them, the people who end up showing up to an event like this, we all kind of end up being cut from the same cloth. And it's just like instant friends. Just add beer, baby. Beer and motorcycles. Maybe not in that order. It feels so good, dude. I am overcome. I got my music blasting. Got Song of the South by Alabama playing. Even though I'm very much not in the South, I'm heading that way. We're heading south, baby. Wagon south. Let's rock and roll. It overcomes me, man. I feel like a lit match head. Like nothing can defeat me. I'm invincible, immortal. I'm gonna live forever, and it's gonna feel good every damn second of it. I love hitting the road. And hitting the road, 30, 40 motorcycles behind me and Shay. All our new friends here in Portland seeing us out all the way to Bend, doing the first couple 100 miles with us. God damn, dude, it's good to be alive. First couple miles down, 4,000 miles to go. That feels real familiar. So proud of Shay Lisi back there. It takes guts, man. It takes guts to ride across the country in general, let alone to ride across the country on a 40-year-old motorcycle. I'll tell you right now, she might be short, but if there's one thing Shay Lisi ain't lacking, it's guts, baby. She jumped at this. Well, she might have thought twice, but once you're sitting there and there's two Silver Wings in front of us, courtesy of Jason at Sugar Tree Farms, riding back, doing this stuff for Forgotten Angels, riding across the country, getting ready for everyone to come down and visit us for the weirdo camp out in Tampa. Well, you know what? When fate comes knocking, you can't say no, baby.
Hello? Yes?
You blew it. Capiche?
I had to hit reserve. I thought I had more gas in it. Sorry, man. Well, the award for having to pull over first goes to me in the first 30 miles on a 4,000-mile journey. Well, I guess I had a little less gas in that tank than I thought. Now that I actually have gas in this thing, let's try this again. My usual move, making everybody else pay for my mistakes. Well, I'll tell you, it's getting beautiful, really beautiful. Not so beautiful in the weather part of it, though. I see why everybody else was wearing long sleeves and hoodies in the parking lot and sweating in them, because I was like, what are you idiots doing? It's like 88 degrees out right now. Well, about 30 miles later, it's about 68 degrees, and your boy Shade Trees. I'm shivering in my pink flamingo shirt right now. Just pulling into Mount Hood National Forest, and you know what? The scenery is just so damn good, I can absolutely forget how cold it is. You just don't get this in Florida. I mean, we have oak trees, and oak trees are massive around, but these trees here are just so freaking tall. You look out there and it looks pretty historic, like we're in the Lost World or something. I love it. Just opening up to all this, baby. Wow. See, last time I went out to the coast, and I'm sure I'm glad I did, but God, I got to miss all this. Well, I ain't missing it, because here I am now. Whoa. Whoa. Baby, I know everyone in the comment section is like, that's not a mountain, those are hills. Baby, that's a mountain. Dang. I still ain't gonna call the other ones hills, because I'm from Florida. They're all mountains to me. But boy, that thing looks like the freaking secret volcano base lair of a James Bond supervillain up there. That's it, baby. The eponymous Mount Hood. That is insane. The scale of that thing there in the distance is mind-boggling. My mind is boggled by this mountain of madness. Snow-capped volcano up there. God damn, dude. So I meant to see Mount Hood last time I came out too, and I didn't get to go. Oh, freaking amazing. I want to come out here just for that. Just seeing it over the ridge there. We're in the middle, okay, I guess I seen how you guys call places hills, because we're in the middle of what mountains would be, like kind of in the Blue Ridge, with that big old knob in the background. I'm like, dang, dude, just like looming over everything. Mount Doom up there. Okay, we're at 4,000 feet. We're gonna start going down a little bit. The chill is overcoming the beauty again. I haven't been talking much during this ride because I'll tell you, it's just so freaking gorgeous. I just shut the camera off and I've just been enjoying it. The road between Portland and Bend is something else when you're going past Mount Hood. I assume we're still in Mount Hood National Forest. If you live in Portland and you haven't done the ride to Bend, if you have a motorcycle there and you haven't ridden to Bend, you are fucking up, man. I just started. We've been riding around Portland, riding around the city, and I'm just so excited to be out in the woods and out in these roads and the mountain roads that I just turned my camera off and I just kept it all for myself. Sorry, guys. Now, you have to take my word for it. That is one you gotta do. And hey, it ain't even over yet. I'll tell you, it's crazy how in like 20 miles, the scenery just, it changed so drastically. Damn, there's another huge mountain over there. Which one's that? Just freaking got on the other side of Mount Hood, and it looks like a totally different place. We haven't really dropped that much, but the temperature went up by like 15 degrees. This is wild. Never ceases to amaze me just how everything can look different, like within 20 miles of each other. It's insane, which I guess before the invention of, motorcycles and cars and stuff like that, 20 miles is still a fair distance, It's not something you just do for the hell of it, but god damn, dude, that's a huge change. And that it keeps on rising. I swear, just while I've been talking, the temperature's risen like another 5 degrees. Oh, I know I'm getting blown around. I know Shay Lisi must be getting blown around back there too. She's hanging tough though. Just like that, we're in the plains, surrounded by mountains. Oh, wild. I mean, that wasn't even 20 miles to a complete change. It was really like 5 or 6 miles, and it was like we entered a different planet. Look at that. We were in the middle. God, and no matter how many times I see it happen, it never ceases to amaze me. From the forest to the desert, baby, just in a few short miles. I guess it's just really odd because usually I start in the desert and go up to a mountain that's got a forest on it. And this time we've been hanging out in Portland for 4 days. We just rode through that beautiful Mount Hood National Forest. And now it's this. Like, what? I mean, look at, I don't think I've ever seen it look like this before. Just these big rolling hills of I don't know if that's dead grass or dirt or what on them.
White Odin gloves that Lost on the Road has. I don't know what it is, man. I'm about a dirty bastard, but I love white gloves. He said he got them when he was going through Death Valley because he had his black Odins and his hands were on fire. They don't have ice. Of course they don't have ice. Of course Shape got some ice off the guy. It's the desert!
There's so many cool bikes here. Of course, Road King Kong, but my man there with the Valkyrie. God, just seeing that thing and listening to the exhaust. And he also got me my sausages, my Bavarian sausages. A fellow large man over there on 6-cylinder Goldwing product knows about the love of dick-shaped foods. Hell yeah, I miss that bike. Ramming speed! Hell yeah, dude. I don't know, this one's more like poking speed. I don't know about ramming speed on the GL 650. Definitely got a little more poke than the 500, that's for sure, but not quite ramming speed kind of poke, you know what I mean? You need a low on compression, 80 cubic inch Evo for ramming speed. Let's fall in the river here. Yeah, and it's so warm now. My pink flamingos. Everyone's sweating in their hoodies now, and I'm sitting pretty in my pink flamingos. Florida boy wins again, baby. Well, until we have to go through the next pass and I start freezing again. So weird, those ridges on top of that crest over there. They're just so even, it looks man-made. I was saying it earlier, I'm gonna say it again. If you live in Portland or in that area and you haven't done the ride from Portland to Bend, man, with this big valley here in the desert after coming out from Mount Hood National Forest, you are messing up if you haven't done this ride. This is phenomenal. That's how you're coming over that ridge and this great wide plain out here. These mountains in the distance. You want to talk about something making you feel small? them big old mountains there, just barely able to see them in the distance. Man, that'll make you feel like a tiny little speck on this great big earth, which is pretty damn close to the truth, isn't it? Holy mackerel. I cannot believe we're in the same state as we were when we were standing around in downtown Portland. We are in Bend, baby. Just about time, too. I'm freaking starving. Apparently, this is one of Alex's friends opened up a new restaurant out here. Maybe a restaurant and a brewery. But, you know, burgers and beer ain't gonna hurt my feelings with that combo. Damn, dude. This is like overlanding central out here. All right, we might have taken the long way, but we made it. It's kind of funny when the last half of the pack gets there before the first half. I guess I'm rubbing off on Alex.
Alex from Legion took us out to Mid-City Smash Burgers, which is in the parking lot of Boneyard Beer. I always see people talking about Smash Burgers online, and it looks like a regular burger, except, I guess, smashed, right? Is that the idea?
I think you're supposed to take it somewhere behind.
Oh, it was fucking delicious. It was on our way anyway, but worth the ride.
You would say that's
It's actually great, Shay. You want to try a bite? She's not the biggest beef person, so, you know, it's okay. I think it's great. Yeah, I love introducing my, I'm like, that's the guy with the Road King. Anyway, I just wanted to share this story real quick. Some people have been riding their whole lives, and anytime you see somebody who's like over the age of 30 or 40, I'm trying to date anybody here, you always think that like, oh my gosh, they've probably been riding forever. Well, it's just not the truth. I already talked about this, but Mike didn't start riding until he was 35 years old. Didn't know what to think, but I just assumed about you. I don't know how old you are. You can't be that much older than I am. Just a little. Anyway, he bought his first bike, which is that Valkyrie. When?
Last year in January.
Last year in January. As Shay Lisi loves to say, you only YOLO once. Buy the fucking motorcycle. Guys, that's gonna about do it for Smash Burgers. They're fucking phenomenal. It's been an amazing ride, but we must away. All right, that was awesome. All right, this is the guy who owns Smash Burgers. It's freaking amazing, man. Although if there's not like a Super Smash Brothers reference in there at some point, it's not quite complete. Anyway, we'll go check out his dine in a second. He has his nephew freaking working the counter. Like the coolest 14-year-old I've ever seen, dude. He was like talking shit to every single person who came up, man. It was amazing.
Josh, you know a thing or two about employing nephews.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, especially the ones who talk shit.
Good times. You know what I really love? My favorite thing about this is we're leaving everybody with more friends than when we showed up. Everybody's leaving with an extra friend, and I fucking love that. You know? I know. Everyone's like, they're so tiny. I'm like, they're still pretty damn heavy. They're not as heavy as a gold wing, but yeah, not as heavy as a gold wing, but they're still pretty damn heavy. We're leaving them behind, Shay. You see that, those high planes out there? It's me and you versus the world, kid. And it's a big world. This is a great journey, bro. Let's go. Oh, I already went the wrong way. You guys take it easy. What an awesome group of people. Freaking amazing. And again, Jesus, Overland City out here. Fucking love it. Speedy boys. Yeah, that felt good. Felt good, like meeting those guys there, having so many more people who have never ridden with anybody else, people who've just gotten their first bike not too long ago, people who've never been on a ride over 100 miles, taking the first part of this journey with us. That shit lights me on fire. I love it. I don't care if you're 18 or you're 58, 68, 78, it doesn't matter. It's not too late to get the motorcycle. If you always wanted one, stop always wanting one and just go get it. And if you're worried about what kind to get, stop worrying, just get a damn bike. Because the best way to own 2 bikes is to own 1 bike. And if I can leave a place like that, if I can leave there and know that people are leaving, they got more friends than when I showed up, that makes me a happy camper, dude. I can't wait for people to go to Legion, to find other people to ride with, to participate in the community, and just, like I said, it's done so much for me. Motorcycles have given me everything I have in my whole freaking life, all my joy and happiness, and it's given me so much, and I want other people to be able to experience that too. And you know, some of them are gay. You get on the bike, you ride, then you don't know how to meet people. Well, that's how you meet people. We were originally planning to shoot for Reno tonight, but seeing as it's 5 o'clock now, I don't think Reno's happening. Not unless we want to be riding through the mountains in the middle of the night, and I'd really rather not. Not just because of Shay, but I don't really feel like hitting a deer either, and if we're gonna ride through the mountains, I want to see them. I regret nothing. We had an amazing time. We met a bunch of amazing people, and I can't wait to come back to Portland and hang out with them again. So what? We're leaving a lot later than we wanted to. Hell, who cares about that? I didn't even know we were going to take this trip when we flew out to Portland anyway. Back on the road again. It takes me by surprise every time the days start getting shorter. I'm just like, where did it go? Why is the sun going down already? That's insane. Unfortunately, with the days getting shorter, I'm not even sure we'll be able to make Mount Shasta before it gets dark. I don't mind riding in the dark a little bit, though. I don't know, man. I feel like I've avoided so many deer just riding at night all the time that I'm afraid my luck has run out on that one, and I don't want to push it any further. Well, I think I'm going to make a command decision. So we could press on through the night. We could make it to Reno. This puts us there at 11:30 with the amount of gas stops that motorcycle needs. We're probably looking for it like 1:30, to be totally honest. Maybe before 1, but I don't know, man. I don't want to be riding that far into the dark. And we could push on a little further than that, but there's a town called something Falls coming up, and I don't know if it seems like a big enough town where we can get some work done. We will. We'll stop. We'll edit our videos. Shaylee's Apple AirPods are just absolutely killing her ears, so we gotta head to Best Buy and hopefully find some earbuds that aren't gonna murder her, because there are a few things worse than not having your tunes on the bike when you're doing long distances, or if you do have your earbuds and they're killing you, just hurting so bad. So apparently Apple earbuds, not good for helmets. And I don't think we're gonna make it all the way back without some highway pegs. So I think I'm gonna stop by Home Depot and fabricate some highway pegs for these things. As long as I can find somebody with a drill, it really shouldn't be that hard, he says with every confidence that is definitely not earned. It's called Crater Lake. I can see it here on Modoc Point, and I'm very excited to see it because I don't know if it's, usually I'm used to lakes just being like a lake and you stand right on the X of it, but they said Crater Lake. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's in a big crater and we get to look down into it, but I guess we're about to find out in a couple miles. Dude, there's certainly enough mountains for that to be the case. Dude, look at them all in the distance. Holy mackerel, they're huge. I mean, I guess it is a crater. It's still beautiful. Oh man, with the mountains on the other side. Like I said, it never gets old for me to see lakes that have, like, or large bodies of water that have boundaries. I'm so used to it being endless. It doesn't have walls like this. To me, it just makes it look like a giant swimming pool. I really want there to be like a scenic overlook, but it doesn't look like there's anywhere to pull off, really. There's train tracks down there, but it doesn't look like there's any other way to get kind of close to the water or anything. Well, I was just talking all this mess about how I didn't want to ride at night at all. Well, here goes the very first day on the road, and we're about to do a bunch of night riding because apparently this fire has got every hotel booked up. I was about to book a hotel here, but they're completely booked out. Susanville also completely booked out. Lakeview booked out. Like, you cannot get a hotel in this area. I don't know what the hell's going on, but onwards, baby. We got to roll with the punches. I think Shaylee is very fast realizing as we're out here on Country Road 91 with absolutely nothing around us, how assly alone we are right now out here. We stopped to look at the stars and she's looking around, and we stopped on the side of the road and you wait 15, 20 minutes, not even a single car goes by. This is freaking the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden you get that feeling where you're like, damn, it's the middle of the night, it's pitch black, we're in the middle of nowhere, we are on our own. At least that's what makes it exciting for me. And we just left any markings behind. It's just a road now, baby. Oh, I wonder if this is going to turn into a dirt road. It might. Well, speaking of being in the middle of nowhere and it's stressing you out, she is a little stressed out because, yes, we're in the middle of nowhere and her bike is acting up. It died on her a couple times. Came back, though. I don't know. I haven't looked at it all yet. Just the way it's dying. She said it sounded like it was running out of gas. So if I was thinking like Shelby, my first thing to check is always a battery terminal. So as soon as we get to a gas station with a little bit of light at it, that's exactly what I'm going to check. I'll have to let us get gas here while the station is closed. Let's find out. You know, when you pick a place for your bike to start acting up, you sure pick a good one. It's exciting, right? No?
There's too many things to worry about right now, man.
Oh, just don't worry about them then. No, nothing's gonna happen. Back on the road, baby. Thanks to Shelby. And I didn't even have to call him. Shelby's first answer to everything is, did you check the battery terminal? First thing I checked, and guess what? Negative battery terminal is loose. Don't know why it's always a negative, but there you go, baby. Thanks, Shelby. We appreciate you, brother.
Day 2, and Shaylee is finally understanding the vast breadth of nothing that America is. America is beautiful, America is amazing, but America is just an absolutely vast wasteland of nothing. There is nothing out there. Luckily, we managed to snag the last hotel room, and I am not exaggerating when I say this because there's fires everywhere. People are evacuating from the fires. There's also Burning Man. So literally, we're about 100 miles outside of Reno, and this is the last hotel room, single room available within 700 miles.
Can't believe we got it.
I can't believe we got it either.
And I was like, please?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
We actually have one.
So what will today bring? More breakdowns, more hotel rooms, more freezing nights? I don't know. Excitement. All right, guys, we're kind of wrapping up the video right there. And, you know, I could have fleshed this one out. I could have made this one a lot longer than I did make it. But when I started editing this portion of the video, I remember being there. I remember feeling how important it was to me, having all these people come together, all these guys who had showed up to Legion Moto, who went on the ride with us, who we met over the weekend. You guys know who I'm talking to because I talked to them personally there. There were so many people at that meet and greet who said that was the longest ride they'd ever been on. There was people there who said they had never been on a group ride ever before, that they didn't know anybody else who rode motorcycles. This is a story that's been repeated to me so many times by different people. It really seemed to especially stand out when we were here in Portland and all these guys came up to meet us, is that there is no reason for you not to know a ton of other people who ride motorcycles. There's no reason for you to not go on, you know, yes, me and Shaylisi on this ride, we are traveling cross country. It's a pretty insane journey, but there's no reason for you to not go on a ride that's 100 miles away or a 200-mile round trip. That's something that you can do on it in a single day. You can ride 100 miles somewhere, have a beer, and ride 100 miles back home. And the fact that all these guys, a lot of them hadn't done it before. A lot of them were new riders, and I think that there's this weird dick measuring thing that happens sometimes with people where they're just like, oh, I would love to go hang out with other motorcyclists, but I'm afraid of either not being accepted or people saying, oh, you're a new guy, or something like that. And that is absolutely not the case. Now, it might be the case with some people, but you can see very easily from this group that I was hanging out with, the people at Legion Moto, and there's places like that all over the country. You can see that no, there was no dick measuring. There was no like, I've been doing this longer, you need to shut up and know your place, or you're not allowed to come because you don't know what you're talking about. And I think that's the attitude that sometimes people get in their heads about other motorcyclists, and that's what I really want to break. That's what I want to stop. That's what the kind of thing that I want to put a stop to, because let me tell you what, man, like I said in the video, motorcycles have given me everything I have in my life, and the most treasured thing among that is all the people that I know, is all the friends I've made. And walking up to someone in a town and riding a motorcycle, looking at their motorcycle and being like, all right, well, I guess you're going to tell me what this town's about because we got something in common. You're probably going to like a few of the same things that I like, and you're going to know the right direction to point me in. Ah, my God, buy the bike. Don't wait, man. Buy the motorcycle. You sitting there and talking to these guys who didn't start riding until they were in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, until they finally said, you know what? Screw it, it's time to buy the motorcycle. It's not too late, I promise you. And if you have a motorcycle and you're just riding around by yourself and you want to meet other single dudes in your area on motorcycles, like, it's there, I promise you. You don't have to ride across the country to go on an adventure. An adventure could be 50 miles away. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it made me feel so good to see everyone out there on bikes, taking chances, going on the longest ride they'd ever been on, going on their first group ride. And I sat down there and I talked to everybody who said that they usually ride alone or they don't know anybody else who rides motorcycles. They go, if I come back up to Portland, we're going back up before too long. If I come back up to Portland and I hear you haven't been back here and you haven't talked to some of these other people that you met today, I'm going to be pissed. Because it was an amazing time filled with awesome people doing something that they loved, and us all doing it together. And I don't know, man, like I said, I was moved. I was moved by it. It's not too late. Buy the bike. Until next time, y'all, keep it weird. And also a PS, because I always forget to say stuff when I'm doing my outros. Huge thanks to all my patrons, because you guys are the reason that this video doesn't have to have a sponsorship. If you guys didn't know, the patrons, what that basically does is it pays for motorcycles for us to raffle off. So everybody who's on the Patreon, as far as Forgotten Angels is going, you guys are fighting the good fight out there, because we talk about where the money's going to get spent and how it's going to get spent, and it gets spent on items that we then raffle off, and I don't take a dime from it. 100% of it goes to charity. And it would also be incredible incredibly remiss if I didn't also say that the pre-order Las Mas Chingones is ending this Sunday. So this Sunday will be the last day you can pre-order. So if you want to grab one of those, grab it now because I'm cutting it off then and we're going to start sending them out. For real this time. Till next time, keep it weird.